Hey everyone, welcome back to your English class. Students, today we will be reading a very interesting, humorous, and amazing story of the supplementary reader Moments, titled as The Adventures of Toto, which is written by Ruskin Bond, who is an Indian author of British descent. Okay, so let us see what is given here in before you read in the beginning of the chapter. Have you ever had a baby monkey as a pet? Toto is a baby monkey. Let us find out whether he is mischievous or docile. Docile means here ready to accept control or instruction. Ready to accept control or instruction. So here narrator is asking, have you ever had a baby monkey as a pet? And even he tells us that the story is about a baby monkey named Toto. Is he a mischievous monkey or a docile? We will be getting the answer of this question at the end of the story. Okay. So students, let us begin with the very first paragraph given here in this story. Grandfather bought Toto from a Tonga driver for the sum of 5 rupees. Tonga means here horse cart. Tonga means here horse cart. Okay, so here the writer's grandfather purchased a monkey named Toto from a Tonga driver by paying 5 rupees to him. Okay, the Tonga driver used to keep the little red monkey tied to a feeding trough, and the monkey looked so out of place there that grandfather decided he would add the little fellow to his private zoo. Feeding trough means here a large container for feeding animals. A large container for feeding animals. So the Tonga driver had tied the little red colored monkey to the feeding trough so that he couldn't run away. When the writer's grandfather saw the monkey, he had a desire to add him to the collection of animals which he had in his zoo at home. Okay. Toto was a pretty monkey. His bright eyes sparkled with mischief beneath deep-set eyebrows, and his teeth, which were a pearly white, were very often displayed in a smile that frightened the life out of elderly Anglo-Indian ladies. Here, mischief means naughty. Mischief means naughty. Anglo-Indian means a person relating to both Britain as well as India. A person relating to both Britain as well as India. So here the writer gives a description of Toto. He tells us that Toto had bright, shiny eyes which were full of mischief. His eyebrows were deeply set on his face, and his teeth were like pearls. Okay, many ladies belonging to the Anglo-Indian community, they got scared when they saw his teeth which were displayed when he smiled. Okay, but his hands looked dried up as though they had been pickled in the sun for many years. Pickled means here food that is preserved in vinegar. Food that is preserved in vinegar. So Toto's hands were dry and wrinkled as if they had been dried in the sun like pickled vegetables. Okay. Yet his fingers were quick and wicked, and his tail, while adding to his good looks, grandfather believed a tail would add to anyone's good looks, also served as a third hand. Wicked means here naughty. Wicked means here naughty. So along with his naughty fingers, he had also a long tail, which was like a third hand for him. And the writer's grandfather thought that the tail added to the good looks for an animal. Okay. He could use it to hang from a branch, and it was capable of scooping up any delicacy that might be out of reach of his hands. Scooping means here lifting. Scooping means here lifting. Delicacy means here a tasty food. A tasty food. So his third hand helped him hang from the branch of a tree, and also he used it to lift objects which were beyond the reach of his hands. Okay. Grandmother always first when grandfather brought home some new bird or animal. First means here showed annoyance. Showed annoyance. Okay, so the writer's grandmother was, against the grandfather's attitude of bringing new pets like birds and animals. Okay, so it was decided that Toto's presence should be kept a secret from her until she was in a particularly good mood. Okay, so the grandfather decided that they would conceal this fact from her until she was in a good mood, and once she would be in a good mood, they would disclose this fact, this secret to her. Okay. Grandfather and I put him away in a little closet opening into my bedroom wall, where he was tied securely, or so we thought, to a peg fastened into the wall. Okay, so here peg means a hook. Peg means a hook. Fastened means tied. Fastened means tied. Okay, so the writer and his grandfather secured Toto in a little cupboard in the writer's room. And in order to be sure that Toto did not escape, they tied him to a hook in the wall. Okay. Let's move on further. A few hours later, when grandfather and I came back to release Toto, we found that the walls, which had been covered with some ornamental paper chosen by grandfather, now stood out as naked brick and plaster. Here, ornamental means decorative. Ornamental means decorative. Naked means uncovered. Naked means uncovered. So, after a few hours, the writer and his grandfather went to the bedroom to see the Toto. And the sight was completely shocking because Toto had torn the decorative wallpaper, and naked wall could be seen there. Okay. The peg in the wall had been wrenched from its socket, and my school blazer, which had been hanging there, was in shreds. Wrenched means here broke. Wrenched means here broke. Socket means here attachment. Socket means here attachment. Shreds means here cut into thin pieces. Cut into thin pieces. So what did he do? He had broken the hook and had escaped from his binding. Okay. Moreover, he also tore the writer's blazer into thin pieces. So these kind of activities he had attempted to escape himself from that site. Okay. I wondered what grandmother. Students, please turn the page. I wondered what the grandmother would say, but grandfather didn't worry. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance. So here, narrator, got worried. He got worried what the grandmother would say, but at the same time, his grandfather, was was busy to see the activities of Toto. He is clever, said grandfather. Given time, I'm sure he could have tied the torn pieces of your blazer into a rope and made his escape from the window. So here, grandfather, considering Toto as a clever creature, said that if we would be late, he could have definitely escaped, with the help of rope made by torn pieces of blazer. So, students, let's move on to the next paragraph. His presence in the house still a secret. Toto was now transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarters, where a number of grandfather's pets lived very sociably together: a tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a tame squirrel, and for a while my pet goat. Sociably means here in a friendly manner. Sociably means here in a friendly manner. Tame means here pet. Tame means here pet. So Toto is still a secret, for everyone. He was shifted to the servants' quarter and put in a cage. He would live with the other pets in a grandfather's zoo, and that zoo includes a tortoise, a pair of rabbits, a squirrel, and the writer's pet goat. Okay, but the monkey wouldn't allow any of his companions to sleep at night. But as Toto was, very mischievous monkey, he didn't let other animals to sleep at night. Okay, so grandfather, who had to leave Dehradun next day to collect his pension in Saharanpur, decided to take him along. So the writer's grandfather, he had to leave for Saharanpur the next day, so he decided to take Toto along with him as he was unmanageable. Unfortunately, I could not accompany grandfather on that trip, but he told me about it afterwards. So here, the writer, was feeling very disappointed as he could not accompany his grandfather and Toto on the trip, but his grandfather, narrated the happenings of the trip to him later. A big black canvas kit bag was provided for Toto. This, with some straw at the bottom, became his new abode. Straw means here dry grass. Straw means here dry grass, and abode means here home. Abode means here home. So he had got a special bag for Toto. It was, made of a strong material, that is canvas. He placed some dry grass at the bottom of the bag. On the trip, the bag, would be Toto's home as he would live in it. Okay. When the bag was closed, there was no escape. Toto could not get his hands through the opening, and the canvas was too strong for him to bite his way through. Okay, so the bag had a zipper. It had a zipper on top of it, and the writer's grandfather ensured that when the bag was closed, Toto would not be able, to escape out of it. Okay. His efforts to get out only had the effect of making the bag roll about on the floor or occasionally jump into the air. As neither could he come out of the opening as it was closed with a zipper, nor could it bite the strong canvas material, in order to run away. But still, Toto made unsuccessful attempts to come out of the bag. And due to this, many times the bag would roll on the floor, or it would certainly jump into the air. An exhibition that attracted a curious crowd of onlookers on the Dehradun railway platform. As a result, these movements were noticed by the people on the railway platform and made them curious to know what was inside the bag. Okay. So let's see what is given here in the next paragraph. Toto remained in the bag as far as Saharanpur, but while grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway turnstile, Toto suddenly poked his head out of the bag and gave the ticket collector a wide grin. Turnstile means here a mechanical gate consisting of revolving horizontal arms fixed to a vertical post and allowing only one person at a time to pass through. Okay, poked means here pushed. It means pushed. Grin means here smile. Okay, so here, Toto remained secured in grandfather's bag till Saharanpur, but at the Saharanpur railway station, when the writer's grandfather was taking out his ticket to cross the turnstile, at that time Toto peeked out of the bag and smiled at the ticket collector. Okay, thank you, students. So here, Toto remained secured in grandfather's bag till Saharanpur, but at the Saharanpur railway station, when the writer's grandfather was taking out his ticket to cross the turnstile, at that time Toto peeked out of the bag and smiled at the ticket collector. Okay, thank you, students.